All right, hello. It's been a little bit. I've been busy. Yeah. So on the agenda today, I got some wild chickens that are domesticating themselves. Unfortunately, that are doing it themselves. I got a wildlife monitoring in Saskatchewan, in the Regina area, which is pretty cool as well. And I got CRISPR. They're putting alligator genes in catfish to make them survive more. So first and foremost, I hope you guys are having a great day. Like, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and I'll get right into it. So, first and foremost, the wild chickens, the red jungle fowl, as they're primarily called, they're wild chickens in Asia, for the most part. And since there's a lot of, obviously, we use a lot of chickens in the human history of life there, but when the domesticated ones are fucking the wild ones, it's just this is what happens. You get the wild genes have turned domesticated, and then the domesticated genes are now hampering the wild genes because the wild chickens are more interested in the domestic chickens than they are the wild ones, which is kind of funny. So yeah, apparently 6 to 8 thousand years ago, humans started farming the red jungle fowl in Asia. So it's been a while that they've been domesticated, and then their domesticated counterparts are messing with the wild ones. So it's pretty interesting. There's 5 different wild subspecies. So these are probably all the ones that live. Some live in India, some live in China. Some they're all around Asia, and the subspecies are kind of scattered all throughout. After performing some genome tests, it was concluded that the red jungle fowl are like 20 to 50% worse over time. So they've been progressively getting more and more domestically gened, I guess. Like they just got way more domestic genes. They've identified that they still hold. There's 8 key genetics that kind of play a big role in reproduction and development, vision, and all that kind of stuff. And that's probably the stuff that's more or less for the wild side of it just existing. And they've kind of kept those genetics as of date. So hopefully they can. But yeah, they say if introaggression continues, the subspecies is going to be lost, which would remove options for adapting to climates, the loss of habitats. Genes can help with all kinds of illnesses, but basically you're reducing the gene pool by almost inbreeding here. But yeah, so we might need to safeguard these chickens in the future, but we don't know yet. So it'll be more to tell in the future. But that's pretty much it. So I'm gonna go on to Saskatchewan here. So there's a museum, and they're on their second year. So they did it last year, and now they're gonna do it again. And they monitored just kind of animals going in and out of the city. They got many cameras. They have 17 stations for it, but they've got a lot of videos. They've got some deer. They had some weird birds and stuff. They had some cries. So it's kind of just to see how wilderness is mixing with the more metropolitan type of thing. So in this, they got 41 species of songbirds. They got 13 species of mammals over the year, which is pretty cool. But they got, in their first year, they got 50,000 hours of monitoring and 500 hours of audio clips of specific little things that they liked, I guess. But it was a collab between the Royal Saskatchewan Museum and the University of Regina, which is just pretty cool. It kind of sets a precedent. So now they got their first year of data. Next year, this year, basically 2023, they're gonna have their second year of data, and after that, the third. And it leaves the door open, right? Like now you know what's coming in, coming out. You know what's happening in your area, and you get stats for it now for the future. So that's pretty cool. I thought it was very nice. I like that idea. And the last one is the CRISPR, and I'm not talking about those tasty CRISPRs. I'm talking the CRISPR DNA stuff. So yeah, apparently a lot of fish die from disease, mainly just from farming them or just in general, right? Any animals in the wilderness will die of disease. So I guess some of the point of this would be to reduce some of that waste. So it's considered waste if 30% of your fish are dying to disease while you're farming them. You just lost 30% of your income, I guess, in a sort of way. And in 2021, it says, because this is specifically the catfish that they targeted. It says 2021 in the U.S., they farmed 307 million pounds of catfish, which is 60 to 70% of the aquaculture in the U.S., which I'm quite surprised with. I didn't know that many people ate catfish. I don't think I have eaten catfish. It's not really on my agenda. But apparently a lot of people do. And this could help them survive, supposedly, right? Just GMOing. So they took one alligator gene that is supposedly antimicrobial, which is going to lead to the infection of wounds not happening as much. So they decided, let's put that in the catfish, see if it kind of helps them out. But they also removed the ability for them to breed because they didn't want one of those accidental, like, oops, we released a GMO into the wild and it's stomping its competition because it's a GMO, right? You're releasing a mutant. So they stopped them. So they basically took away their gene that makes them create a hormone that allows the eggs to be fertilized or something, and they just took that one out and replaced it with an alligator gene that helps with disease. So they can't breed and they survive more, so they're kind of just testing it, I guess, just trying to see how it works out. Some people assume that it's not enough though, like you can't GMO enough fish to reproduce or sell them if you're not allowing them to breed, especially. So we're not really sure how they're gonna mass produce this for people to eat. But they did apply. They applied to the FDA to be able to sell it. It obviously hasn't been approved yet because that takes a while. The last time, so the FDA has only approved one GMO fish as of date, and it's a salmon, and it took 26 years to get it approved, I guess. So it took a while. And in this particular case, it's a salmon that was given salmon genes from a different kind of salmon somewhere else so that these salmons can grow bigger and better, probably faster as well. So that's just salmon on salmon action. We're not talking about catfish and alligators here, right? But from the test they did with the catfish though, there's a 2 to 5 times survival rate versus disease with this GMO. So it does work. It does actually help quite a bit, because even if it's just 2 times, that's still quite an increase, and 5 times, that's a lot. So obviously there's a little bit of a opening here for error, but it's still quite a bit. It's still a good amount. Some people aren't really saying they don't think it'll sell, which is fair. It might not sell. It's catfish, but I mean, catfish is clearly selling in the US, so some people eat it. The creators of this said, hey, people eat alligator, people eat catfish. You know, people might expect, oh, GMO, they're messing with the DNA. This, it's a catfish with a big alligator head. But it's just one little gene, I mean, it's just, they changed one thing to make them survive longer. And, hopefully it works out, but you never know. You don't know the repercussions. But even if there aren't any, we can all enjoy it, I guess. We're trying to make a sustainable future here. And if mix and matching DNA is how we do it, then you never know. It might be the way. But anyways, you guys have a good one. This is all I had on my schedule here today. It's been a video I've been wanting to make for a while now, but just haven't gotten around to it. But I hope you guys have a good one, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.